A few days ago, I attended the wedding of a distant uncle of mine. Everyone had a great time. We laughed, ate, and celebrated together. As many of you may know, in our village there's a tradition after a wedding. The bride's family comes to the groom's house and takes the newly married couple to the bride's home for a day. Then, the next day, the wife, I heard this story from one of my aunts. I'll try to tell it exactly the way she told us. She said, "What I'm about to tell you kids, people of your generation might not believe it, but this is 100% true." She began by saying that her grandfather-in-law, Rafikula Mia's wife, my great-grandmother-in-law, suddenly had the desire one day to dig a pond next to their house. According to her wish, the digging began. Later, 8 deep wells were dug inside that pond so it could naturally stay full of water. But here's the strange part. Even after digging such a deep pond and 8 deep wells inside it, not a single drop of water appeared, not even a trace. She was completely devastated. Her heart was broken and she became deeply depressed. A few days later, she had a dream. In the dream, an unknown man appeared and said to her, "If you want this pond to be filled with water, you must donate your eyes." That dream terrified her.
At that time, there was a respected Maulana Hafiz in our village. For obvious reasons, I won't mention his name. He had deep knowledge about jinn, spirits, and unseen matters. So Rafiki Lamia's wife went to him and told him everything. The Maulana listened carefully. Worry appeared on his face. After discussing the matter with a few other elderly and knowledgeable men, he gave his instructions. He said, "You must make 2 eyes, one made of pure gold and the other of pure silver. Once they are made, go to the pond late at night and throw them in. Then return home immediately. Whatever happens, do not look back." She followed his instructions exactly. 2 artificial eyes were made, one of pure gold, the other of pure silver. Late that night, she went to the pond, threw them in, and returned home without looking back. And then it began. The sound of flowing water. That night, almost everyone in the village heard it. The next morning, something unbelievable had happened. The pond that had been completely dry was now filled with crystal clear water. In just one night, it had turned into a beautiful full pond. Everyone was shocked. A few days later, she began raising 2 large gojar fish in that pond. Fishermen were strictly warned never to catch those 2 fish. They grew incredibly large. Time passed. Rafiki Lamia died. Then, after some time, his wife also passed away. Later, during a terrible flood, the fence around the pond broke and those 2 fish escaped.
Now you might be thinking, that's the end of the story. No. There's still one final twist. Those fish still come back. I may not have witnessed the creation of the pond myself, but even today, if you ask the elders of our village, they will tell you this story. And I personally have seen the fish returning. There's a culvert on the path they use. Whenever those 2 fish pass through, the road beside the culvert shakes and fishermen's nets get torn apart. When they come, everyone in the area understands that something massive is moving beneath the water. That pond blooms with red lotus flowers. In the past, there were many more. Over time, their number has decreased. But even today, red lotuses still bloom there. That pond is now known as Chan Mia's Pond. So this was the true story of Chan Mia's Pond, heard at my uncle's wedding. May everyone stay well. And until now, nothing else has happened. This was my story. This incident didn't happen to me directly. It happened to my cousin, and I'm sharing it exactly as I heard it from him. My cousin's name is Tushar, so I'll try to tell the story in his voice. If a few truly unexplainable things hadn't happened to me, I would never have believed in jinns or ghosts. Even now, sometimes I still don't want to believe. In this age of science and technology, believing in spirits feels completely out of place. And yet, there are still many things in this world that remain unexplained, questions no one has ever been able to answer. There is one such unanswered question in my life. I've asked many people about it, but I've never received a logical explanation. So today, I want to ask that question once again. But first, let me tell you what happened. It was a freezing winter night in the month of Magh. That night, I was returning home from Bogura by train. At 10:20 p.m., I boarded the Rangpur Express. Since the train doesn't stop at Chatmohar station, I was forced to buy a ticket to Barao Bridge. By the time I reached Barao Bridge, it was already 2:30 in the morning. The station was tiny, just a few shops still open. I sat down at a tea stall and thought to myself, I'm not going home tonight. I'll just wait here until morning. So there I was, legs crossed, sipping tea and smoking cigarettes. About half an hour passed like that. The cold was unbearable, and thick fog had covered everything around me. I started getting angry at myself for my own stupidity. I thought, why didn't I just leave in the morning? What was the rush to take a night train? Even if tomorrow's work got delayed, at least I wouldn't be sitting out here in the freezing cold under the open sky. I hadn't asked anyone to come pick me up. I couldn't even call a relative. My phone battery had died after scrolling through Facebook the entire journey. Completely helpless, I had no option but to sit there smoking cigarette after cigarette. Around 3:30 a.m., I got down from the platform and walked toward the market area just to kill some time. After walking a short distance, I suddenly saw someone familiar, an older uncle from my neighborhood, standing at a shop chewing pan. As soon as I approached him, he said, "What's going on, son? Where are you coming from so late at night?" Seeing a familiar face instantly lifted my spirits. I thought, at least there's someone I know here. I said, "Uncle, I'm coming from Bogura. What are you doing here?" He replied, "My daughter and son-in-law were supposed to arrive on this train, but they didn't show up. I left my phone at home, so I couldn't call them. I just used the shopkeeper's phone and found out their vehicle broke down. Strange situation, huh? Anyway, it's good I ran into you. Aren't you going home?" I said, "I want to, but where will I find a ride this late at night?" He smiled and said, "Don't worry, I brought a CNG. Come on, let's go." I was overwhelmed with relief. Thank God I'm saved. We crossed the river and got into the CNG near the banyan tree on the west side. Believe it or not, within minutes of getting in, I fell asleep. After a while, someone called out to me and I woke up. It was that uncle. He said, "Son, we've reached your house. Getting down, or do you want to come stay at my place tonight?" I opened my eyes and saw the CNG parked right in front of my house. I said, "No, uncle, since I'm already home, I won't trouble you. I'll visit another day." He said, "All right then, take care, and tell your parents to come visit us sometime." I said yes and walked into the yard. By then, the CNG had already turned around and started heading back toward the main road. Standing there, I realized everyone in the house was asleep. I went to my mother's room and gently called out to her. She woke up and was shocked to see me at that hour. She started asking questions. How did I come? From where? And with whom? I went inside and told her everything. Suddenly, the wall clock rang. 4 chimes. I froze and stared at it. It's already 4? Thinking the wall clock might be wrong, I checked my wristwatch. It wasn't 4 yet. There were still a few seconds left. I was stunned. How was this possible? It takes more than 45 minutes to reach Chatmore from Barrow Bridge, plus another 7 or 8 kilometers. How did the entire journey take only 15 minutes? When my mother heard everything, she whispered a prayer and blew on my chest, saying, "Allah protects whom He wills." I was still confused, but then she said something that completely broke me. She said, "The uncle you're talking about, he passed away 5 days ago." I was speechless. How did I travel such a long distance in such a short time? And why would a dead man help me? To this day, I don't know the answer. For me, it remains an unsolved mystery. So far, nothing like this has happened again. This was my story.